You have to know, oh, I don't need to be around them people, because some people bring the worst out of you. And we all have that side. When you know you don't need to be around them people, and then you back away and you realize how much at peace your life is. When you're not around certain people, you disciplining yourself.
It didn't show discipline on how you do it. Like even like when as me, if I knew I had to, okay, I got some housework to do. I wasn't a person that get up and just sometimes if was in a good mood, I can clean my house from the front door to the back door and just play some music, just be clean and chilling and jamming.
So you go from being a kid to adulthood when you making your own money. Now you can
Mm-hmm.
buy more candy and more junk. So when you realize, okay, I gotta stop eating all this.
Welcome y'all to another episode of Three Hearts and One Beat. I'm Lee,
And I'm Kim.
And I'm V.
and today's episode, you guys, is going to be about self-discipline is a choice. How self-discipline is a choice for you. So what does self-discipline mean to me? Basically, is the urges of controlling yourself within, as far as, like, say for instance, I had I love chips.
Mm-hmm.
I go in grocery stores. I don't even need them chips, but I pick them up.
Right.
But now I'm getting to the point I could walk past them, and it do still. You be like, oh, I want them chips. I could afford them chips. Even though I could afford it, it's still to the point where you don't need them chips.
Right.
That candy, all that, the cookies, the wrong stuff that you putting in your body is stuff like that. Or when you going after your dreams and you trying to, it's things of sacrifices. Self discipline to me is making sacrifices within your life to change it for the better. For the better. You can't continuously do the same stuff and look for different results. That's really not going to happen. So in self discipline, you have to learn how to control those urges of the wrong things, or things that no longer pleases you. I guess that's the word I'm maybe looking for. Pleases you in a way. But self discipline is just controlling everything that's, just trying to control those urges and keep them under control, and showing that you control it. It don't control you, basically.
Well, self discipline means to me it's just actually to was saying it's it's choices that you need you could avoid making and stuff like y'all. I don't know, but I'm just saying I shouldn't eat all that candy and all that stuff. So sometimes, and I've been away from it drinking sodas. I haven't had a soda, and I can't even tell you how long
Mm.
Right.
because it's stuff I shouldn't have. Now, am I good at it? No, because sometimes you even in trying to have that self discipline, whether it's that or choices you make in life, it can be self control too. Because self control means you need to learn how to control not just what you eat or what it's what you do. Or somebody try to provoke you to do something. You should have enough strong self
That's what,
choices
right.
to say I'm not partaking in that. I'm not. That's not me. I'm not doing that, and walk away from it. It don't
Right.
make you look bad. It don't make you look weak, but it make you. You chose to discipline yourself and not go that route other people want you to go.
Right.
Self discipline to me is honestly a lot of what y'all was saying. It's basically you working on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you realizing where you basically, if you're a procrastinator and you don't want to be a procrastinator no more, you have to basically work on self discipline. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight. We have to take it each day at a time
Right.
and say, okay, I'm not gonna procrastinate on this because I be procrastinating and I'm still working on it
Right.
because I think what happened with us is we have so much going on, so you have to kind of juggle it. But with self discipline, it also help put everything in order.
Mm-hmm.
So if you discipline yourself, I guess it just start off with your mind. So you have to discipline your mind enough to
Mm-hmm.
get done what need to be done.
Right.
And it's hard, but because we all work on it. But
Right.
self discipline is basically holding yourself accountable and knowing that you discipline yourself.
And the beauty in all of it is, from kind of piggybacking off of what all of us was saying, is like, yeah, you can't have those that you shouldn't be having that soda because it's really not good for you. But if you could go 2, 3, 4 months and you slip up that one time, that's actually self control. Coming from that self discipline and self control to the point where you was doing it every day, uh, 4, 5 times a week. You had to pop a soda. Or you was eating chips and candy and cookies, stuff that we shouldn't really be consuming. And to the
Try
point,
drinking a Pepsi
right? And it's
like
like,
4 times a day, 5 times a day.
see what I'm saying? And then even in that case, 4 or 5 times a day, you pop one a day. That's good because you're now
Weaning
you
away.
weaning away
That's
from
what
it.
I had to do.
You controlling the urge because something to tell you you need this, you need this.
Right.
Even if it's around certain people, you have to know, oh, I don't need to be around them people because some people bring the worst out of you. And we all have that side. When you know you don't need to be around them people and then you back away and you realize how much at peace your life is, when you're not around certain people, you disciplining yourself. You taking yourself out of situations that you don't need to be in. When you chasing after your dream and you trying to get it, you have to be you your own boss. So you have to self discipline yourself. There is nobody there to set rules for you. You have to set your own rules for yourself and follow it. You have to tell yourself in your mind and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. If you gotta repeat it to yourself over and over again until you done told your mind what we gonna do, that's why. That's how it's gonna go. Like it's just depending on what it is, and like what the procrastination is, just that's a part of
Mm.
trying to fight that. You telling yourself, I'm not. I'm not. I gotta do this. As much as you don't move on the first or the second or the third time you done told yourself that, I guarantee you say it to it about 10 times to yourself. Your mind will be like, oh, all right, here we go. Let's go do it right now. You go get up because
Getting on
something,
your mind is
right, right. It's gonna be like, let's go do it right now. And you just, to me, that's just a part of all self discipline and self control over your own life. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just go out there and just, like I said earlier, you can't wing stuff and then you keep doing the same exact thing. You know you consuming way too much sugar. You want to lose the weight. You consuming all this junk food that got all these different things in it. You want to lose the weight. You working out, cool, but you still eating the same food. You ain't gonna receive a different result. You may receive a small result, but as far as a big, no, you're not. You eating all of,
right.
you still eating all the wrong stuff that ain't supposed to. That's adding to your body. Like you destroying stuff in your body.
And it be hard because
It
I would
is.
tell anyone
It
like
is hard.
when it comes to like junk food, especially like me growing up, the grocery store, like headed to school, and the grocery stores would be open. Most kids, because when I went to school, I was in school in the 90s, early 2000s. But when we used to go to school, I never forget middle school, high school, the stores would be open. So
Right.
when you get off the
How
bus,
ironic.
right, when you get off the bus, most kids is not, the stores not, all, like some of the stores in New Orleans will serve hot breakfast and all that. But when I was in middle school, I never forget, we'd get off the bus, go into the store, and people be having hot Cheetos, cold drink, gum. Like
Right.
that was our breakfast.
Right.
The schools, yes, the schools serve breakfast and lunch, but for the most part, you don't really
Eat it.
make it
Right.
for breakfast because you're trying to get the last notch of sleep because you got to catch your bus at 7:15. So
You just trying to get there for
right,
that first bell go off for
right,
that
you trying to
class.
make it school. So you eating junk. You get your candy and your chips and your big shot drink and all that before um school, and you eating on that throughout the day. So you go from being a kid to adulthood when you making your own money. Now you can buy more candy and more junk. So when you realize, okay, I gotta stop eating all this.
Right.
It's almost like an addiction at that point.
It is.
And you have to really have self control and self discipline
Prevent.
to get yourself away from it because you've been doing it since you was a kid. And now you in your your late 20s, 30s, 40s, and you like, I'm about to start cutting all that out because you see how unhealthy it is. You see what they put in the products. You see what's going on,
Right.
and you like, I'm about to back away. But you may do a week, you may do 2 weeks, like you say,
That's
in
good though.
6 months will come around. Now you getting a bag of chips. You getting some candy, and before you know it, because it happened with us. You remember we
Yeah.
had cut it off for a long time,
Right.
and by us staying with more people in the house, like the sweets started coming in the house. So it went from, oh, one or two candies ain't gonna hurt, and
Right.
before you know it, it was like you was fiending for the candy. That's how you
Uh
know
huh.
something is in that stuff. Because now
You
we
want
started
you. It's
You
like you
want
spiraling.
gotta
me more.
have it. Right.
I started spiraling, and I went back to it heavy where
Right.
I had went like a year or something. That's why now, as much as I go to New Orleans, and I feel like them big shots be singing my name like Ronnie, come and drink me, Ronnie, come and drink me, and y'all be grabbing them. Ooh, I be wanting them so bad, but I knew if I drink one, I'm be buying a whole bunch to come back home.
But see, with me with big shots, that don't they don't do it
That
to
don't do
me.
me
They
that
don't do it to me because I'm not around them all the
all
time.
time.
But chips, my chips, them
And
what's
that
What I'm
them
candy.
saying
cheese
with
whiz.
the
But
big
I get
shots
what you're
is a
saying.
soda, is a cold drink.
Yeah.
So basically, if I drink that cold drink, now when I'm here, I'm be like, okay, this one ruby ain't gonna hurt. This one drink ain't gonna hurt.
Right.
So I just don't do it. Like I can't even tell you the last time I had a cold drink slash soda. You know, a pop,
Right.
because everybody call it something different. I can't tell you the last time I had one.
Right. I
I
didn't.
can't tell you last time I drank one
Well,
either.
I
It's
ain't gonna
been
say.
years for me.
For me, I mostly started switching to like, and I'm gonna wean myself off of those as well. The veggie chips,
Mm-hmm.
I try to stick to those. Or if it's chips, it's like only ingredients on it is sea salt. That's it. But
And
I'm not.
potatoes.
Or potatoes,
Yeah,
right?
all that it was Friday.
That's it. It's like I'm not looking for with all these big words. I can't even pronounce half of them. And that's another thing. If you can't pronounce the words that's on there, type it in and go look and
It
see.
be some stuff.
Right. And go look it up and see what that stuff is and see what's in it. Because some of that stuff, there be some stuff, I forgot what it was. It was something we would used to eat. And when I read up on it or seen it somewhere, it was something they put in the ingredient that they put in it was stuff they used to pave concrete. And I'm like, I was putting that in my body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to some of that stuff,
To hold the concrete together, something like that.
something like
And
that. Yeah.
something else we looked up, and it was something the dentist used to help clean your teeth.
Right.
I
So
was like,
it's like some stuff you just have to be careful with. So that's what self discipline is to me. It's just controlling those urges and just holding, like she said, holding yourself accountable, staying in control of those urges, those emotions, all of the stuff that's around you to keep making yourself better.
right,
That's what self discipline is. Like you have to, it's the fact of you trying to keep getting better
better each day.
each and every day that you wake up because it's not an easy
Right,
road.
it's not.
It's not easy. We not gonna sit here and be like, oh, we just woke up and we was just stopped. Mm-mm. It took time. To now, like candy, I don't need it. I don't have to have it.
I
Like
don't
I
need
used to,
marijuana either.
man. Alcohol. I don't drink, so it's like okay. For instance, recently I just stopped using a lot of profanity. I thought about it. I can't. I say stuff, but I don't use profanity to the point like I used to.
Right.
Like my mouth used to be horrible.
Now that you say that, so why I was playing the game last night, and this morning, 'cause I was up this morning, and why I missed a shot, and I see the F word out, and it felt like foreign language.
Right.
I can't tell you the last time I said a word, a profanity word like that. So use profanity, how I want to say it. So when I said it, I went immediately to Heavenly Father. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for
Right.
using it. Well, before I used to cuss like 90 going west. I
Right.
never say, Lord, forgive me. I felt this type of way because I did something
Right.
wrong, and I was like, I really said that word. I haven't cussed in a long
Right.
time, probably. It's been months to a year. Like I tried my hardest not to use it at all.
Right.
I want to ask y'all, and I lead out, like the ripple effect without self discipline. I feel like when you don't have when you don't have self discipline, the ripple effect is you keep going down this rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
and you honestly, without the self discipline, say for instance, like you were speaking on, if you own your own business. So if you own your own business and you don't have self discipline, like, okay, I have to be up at this time, I have to do
Mm-hmm.
orders at this time, you have to basically put yourself on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And without self discipline, you will be like, oh, them 30 minutes of extra sleep ain't gonna hurt. Oh, them
Mm-hmm.
for and now everything is being derailed. You have to actually put yourself on a disciplined schedule. Because without it, your business will crash. Because before you know it, that 30 minutes will turn to
An
an
hour.
hour,
Right.
then 2 hours. And before you know it, you're trying to figure out why this not going, why this not going, why this not moving. It's because that's the spiral effect or the ripple effect of not having self discipline. And I think we all have been there in life with no matter what it was. Like I just use that for instance. How many times we have had to go to work and we hit them snooze buttons.
Mm-hmm.
That's us not having no self discipline. And the ripple effect is the first time you hit the snooze button once. Okay, you get an extra 15 minutes. And guess what? You make it to work, nothing. You get there with no problem. So
So you gonna
now
feel
the
like it's
second
okay to
time,
do it
right.
again.
So you feel like it's okay, like mama, like you say, you feel like it's okay to do it again. So now you hit that snooze button twice in the C and you make it.
Right.
Then you hit it 3 times, you barely make it, you're clocking in on the dot. Now you're starting to say, okay, I can hit it about 2, 3, 4 times. Until that day come when you get caught in traffic. Now you're an hour late for work because you want to play
Mm-hmm.
around with
With that snooze
that's the
button,
ripple
something I
effect
never
of no
did though.
self discipline.
Right. When
I
you
never hit a snooze button because sometimes I always thought if I do it the first time I do it, and I like you said, you make it to work or you do something or whatever you're doing, you have a business or something, you need to be somewhere, and you hit a snooze button, you might make it there okay, but then when you lay down, you're gonna feel like you need to keep on hitting it. I could keep on hitting it. I could do this over and over. And whole while, if you have a business, it may not show in the beginning how it affect your business, but it will show later how it will affect your business because all of them extra 15 minutes that you took that adds
mm-hmm.
up that you could have did something else or did something with. You chose not. You chose to, and
Right.
then once you do something like that and you feel like you got away with it, you can feel like you get away with it again and again and again. And that's just not having no self discipline. Because if you did it the first time and you got away with it, just say, I ain't doing this no more.
Right.
And if it happened again, it shouldn't happen the next day or the next week. Maybe months down the line, if it happened again, you say, no, I said I wasn't doing this no more. You can correct yourself easy, but if you keep on letting it, you keep on doing it, something that you know you shouldn't be doing, you don't have no self discipline.
To me, like the ripple effect of it, like basically touching on some of the stuff y'all was saying, it send you down the road of self destruction as well, due to the ripple effect of, oh, I got away with it this time. It's okay. I did it this time. Or say for instance you're on that diet, right? I know I go to the diet stuff because sometimes other just getting in shape or losing weight, and you eat that candy, but you working out, but you eat that candy, drink that soda, and you don't gain. You lose about 5 or 6 pounds. You like, oh, I could keep doing this, but before you know it, you go keep eating that candy and drinking them sodas, eating them chips, and before you know it, now you trying to figure out why I ain't losing weight. Why I keep gaining here? Why I keep gaining there? Because you keep putting all the wrong stuff, or the fried foods that's in your body. Okay, nothing wrong with fried. Mm, depending on who you are, because I know you got some healthy holics out there. People that's like they don't eat fried foods or none of that, which is respect.
Right.
That's strength.
Everybody's their own person.
Right. If that's you, I respect you to the fullest. But at the end of the day, it's like you headed down a road of self destruction when you just continuously keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you looking for the same results. To where if you was to just don't hit the snooze button, don't do what I do. I ain't saying do it. I'm just saying this is what I normally used to do for work. Basically, I just hit the whole but I just turn the whole alarm off and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up." Cause you subconsciously is up once that alarm go off. But it's been a couple of times, like they say, I didn't hit that button and overslept. I had one time
So
I
why
hit
would
that.
you tell people to do it?
I ain't telling them to do it. I'm saying don't do what I did. I'm
Oh,
saying unless you that type of person, because I know I ain't the only one out there that do that crazy stuff. That's just taking a chance on everything,
right.
That because you got comfortable with
turning it
pushing
off
that,
and
hitting
getting
that
up.
snooze button,
Oh,
hitting that snooze
she don't
button
hit the snooze
until
button.
she got comfortable with hitting the snooze button, and then she was still getting up. So after a while, I'm gonna just turn it off. I got it because I'm gonna get up
I
anyway.
never hit the snooze button. I always just turned the alarm off completely. I never. I just hit stop and
She
turned
was
the.
living life dangerous.
Dangerously
That's
because
why,
I
man.
ain't never hit the
So let
snooze
me tell
button when
y'all
it's time to go to work. It was time.
the effect of that. One day, I hit that button, and all I knew is I was supposed to be at work at 5. The store opened at 7. I was getting a call at 7:05.
From management,
Hey,
huh?
right. Hey, Shalita, ain't you supposed to be at work? You supposed to open today. Oh, I had to hurry up and get up. So I had to start, trying to. I ain't saying I was perfect at it, y'all. I'm gonna
Oh,
be
department
honest.
still closed. Can't serve nothing.
They was trying. They tried. When I got the home upper management he was trying. My man was struggling. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was struggling. He was struggling with it, putting the fish in the case. But anyway, it was the ripple effect of that was stop, don't do that. It's bad because that's what happened to me one time. Like I all the times I didn't turn that alarm off and still got up on time.
And another thing I have realized with my life, when I was in school, whether it was middle school, high school, college, I noticed when, say, like if the teacher tell you, okay, we have an exam, at the, how they give you the exam dates,
Mhm.
like the big exams. I ain't talking about so everything you
Them
cover,
little tests in between.
everything you cover this quarter is gonna be on the big exam, and everything, or even week by week or whatever your weekly exam. What I have noticed is when I study and discipline myself and prepare for it, I will pass the test with no problem. But when I procrastinate on study and be like, okay, I got Monday, I got Tuesday, I got before you know it, the whole week then flew by.
Right.
Now I'm up the night before trying to cram as much as possible.
And it's not gonna work for you
And
like that.
I will barely pass. It'll be like a C, a low C, like barely making it over the thing. But when I really study, I will pass. The only thing that used to help me, I think I told you, but I never told you. The teachers who would go over before they get a test, and my mind had a good thing of like remembering at that time. So if they go over the test, like if they go over some of the stuff that's gonna be on the test, and they give me the test, right then and there, I remember most of it. So I would get like a B. But if I study, I get a high 8. You know what I'm saying? But if I didn't study, I was gonna fail that test because even with the stuff I remember that was on the test,
Right.
whatever. But long story short, that's how I passed the leak test.
See the difference between me and you? I was a bad test taker. And I ain't saying I wanted to fail the test. I think I didn't have the discipline to study because we had video games, we had TVs, we had stuff we wanted to do. I wasn't going outside, or I wanted to go by this person's house. Mama be like, "You got homework?" No. I knew I couldn't come home every day and say I ain't have homework because she definitely knew I was lying at that point. But I ain't have it. I ain't do it. I ain't take the test. I'm just saying this for people who, you know what I'm saying? If a kid may watch this or whoever, or somebody at college, do not sit there and don't study, don't do your homework. All that leads up to them tests. I was a bad test taker because I wasn't disciplined enough to sit there and study. But then when I got older, like the end of my high school years, I wanted to study. But I didn't know how to study because when I was in elementary, middle school, no, I was just winging stuff. Like I do projects. Like when we had to do projects, I did it because projects normally will be due. They'll give it to you this month, and like a month or two later, it'll be due. Like one teacher, she gave us a project. I was in the eighth grade. She gave us a project. We had to do the moon, like every night for 30 days for a whole month. She wanted it, so that was easy. That was simple. A picture of the moon. She gave us different pictures of the moon, and all we had to do was cut it out, put it on the poster board. It was like a little calendar or whatever. That was simple, because you gave me a whole month to do that. Now, my part was I didn't do every moon every night because I didn't go outside and be like, what the moon? I was asleep. So I missed the whole moon sometimes, but out that whole thing, I may have missed about 10 of them. But it's the discipline that wasn't there for me. It wasn't, and it wasn't just on my parents because at the end of the day, like, I'm the one sitting in these people classes. I should know better.
And it stick with you too, like procrastination. Cause like my mom, she'll go to work when it was summertime. She'll go to work and she'll be like, when I come home, I want my whole house clean. So me and Lee, we doing whatever we do, whether I'm drawing, whether we watching, BT, we watching TV
Or
back in the
playing
day,
games or
playing a
whatever.
game or whatever we doing, just hanging out. So my pops will leave because he'll be like, every time, like clockwork, it never fail.
And we knew it was
We
coming.
knew it was coming. He'll be like, your mama said he had his house clean and y'all ain't clean his house. I'm about to go get her and all that type of stuff. But I think we had already had it planned, like, cause I think like the first few times I showed Lee, and Lee was like, okay, so she used to, that's the big sibling, setting a bad example. So we'll be doing everything, playing the game, listen to music, whatever. We had to wait for him to leave out the door.
Literally wait for the truck to pull
Once
off.
the truck pull off and he gone, I like, all right, Lee, you got this area and this area, and I take the rest of the house. And what that showed me, so I'm gonna stay on the story. So I said, all right, Lee, you take this area.
You set a
this
bad
area.
example.
I
That's what you
have,
did.
I have the rest of the house, and you just clean these areas. So by the time she would get home, the first few times, I realized that our pops probably had told her that we ain't do nothing. Because she'd come in the house, you know how you see that shock on somebody's face? Like if to say, everything looked good to me, right?
Right, right.
Well, y'all had different big sister stuff. Cause see, my big sister, she didn't play. As I told y'all, it
I'm
was
my only big sister. What did you talk about different big sisters?
you had a big your big sister was different from
But
my
see,
big sister.
but you gotta
So-
realize how many years you and Auntie was apart.
But still, even if it was like that, Gladys was the type of big sister was. She didn't work, but she was home and she was. You get up to go to school. Before you go to school, you did all the stuff you had to do, but you were gonna make that bed. You better have no clothes on the floor. You better do nothing. Floor sweat. So when we gone, I don't know what she was doing, but she ain't play that. And y'all know how Gladys was. Gladys was just she was just like that, and that's how she taught, and that's where I kind of get it from, because she was just she didn't have OCD, but she
Are
loved
you sure
cleaning
about
it.
that from the stories I hear? Cleaning projects.
It was just it's a difference with OCD
Had a scrubbing project steps.
and stuff. It was just different.
I wonder how
But
many
Gladys
people
was just she
doing
set that example that if you, in other words, when you get up, you should get up. And I got away from it. Oh yeah, I got away from it because you wouldn't leave out the door to go to school in your bed. You slept in that bed. I ain't sleep in that bed. You make that bed. So she was going around the house making all them beds.
But the house still was clean by the time you came home. That was the whole thing.
Wasn't the house clean when you came in the door?
But because y'all did it that way, how could I say it? Because y'all did it that way, it didn't show discipline on how you do it. Like even like when as me, if I knew I had to, okay, I got some housework to do. I wasn't a person that get up and just sometimes if was in a good mood, I can clean my house from the front door to the back door. and just play some music, just be clean and chilling and jamming. But I'm doing some housework. Or sometimes I might say, which I think was bad for me because I say, okay, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. At 10 o'clock, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go do something. I go do one room, then go sit down for another hour. Then go do a little bit more and do, which I should have kept going. I found the times I got up and I say, okay, I'm gonna just do from the front door to the. I'm not stopping.
Yeah, I had to.
You got to learn how to keep going because then I didn't discipline myself. And if I didn't discipline, then I didn't know what y'all was doing, that y'all was doing it that way, because then I probably would correct that discipline of knowing it and told y'all how y'all could have done it to make it a little better.
I think it was more of just proving, because we know he used to snitch on us. So we used to be like, we go prove that boy wrong. So when he left, and the funny part is we were waiting till the truck is been pulled off. We knew when he pulled off, it was we was cleaning. Ronnie will take like the bathroom and the kitchen, and I do like the front room and
I always gave you the easy room.
I have the bathrooms and either way it go, it was like, and somehow we'll meet up in our room because we shared the room, and that be the last room. By the time you come in the door and walk to the back, we just been to sit down.
Right, we better really just sat down, or better just went back on the game. Like, for a while, we better really just sit down, probably. Like,
And he did it every time. I know he probably stopped doing it after a while because he was like, they gonna prove me wrong anyway. But
it was just, and then you know what? We never really looked at it because it was like maybe a 20-minute ride to her job and a 20-minute ride back, 15-20 minute ride back. So basically, anywhere for under an hour. We could have been early in the morning, woke up, cleaned the whole house.
But we was children, and we was just like,
Cause y'all did that, so y'all ain't think the same.
That's a bad ripple effect when you think that was a bad ripple effect.
The first time, that's how it go. It worked the first time, so we kept doing it.
Kept doing
it. And kept until we became pros. The whole house be spotless. Everything be done.
Right.
If it was clothes that needed before, I'd be like, sis, fold the clothes. I got the rest of the house. You know, we just used to do it like
right. That's just how we did it.
Running around the house.
So.
Well, you didn't have to.
It was fun though. That's a part of our childhood memory that I will tell our kids one day.
I have a question for y'all. What is the gift of trust and confidence in your self-discipline that you may have built with yourself, or things that you have seen? And for me, it'll be, like I said earlier, like I don't use profanity no more. I pride myself on doing that, to not use it. Right. I pride myself on, what else is like, just staying consistent in, like for instance, we recording our podcast. It's staying in the consistency of always, we record our podcast at the same time every week. So basically, it's just staying in the consistency of that. Then staying in it's just being consistent. So when you start being consistent, that brings confidence to you, because now you picking up routines that you wasn't picking up. Now you trust in your work because you like, oh, we got this down pack and we got that down pack. Do mess ups come along the way? That's life, of course it does. That's just gonna happen. But you still trust your process, and you have confidence in the product and the work that you put out. All you doing is trying to get better each and every day. The more consistent you stay in it, the more you trust it, the more you have confidence, the more you grow. And that's what it means to me, to have trust and confidence in your work, and then trust and confidence in the way you keep living your life. Because like I said, with the profanity thing, I'm getting more confident that I'm not about to use these. I don't need to use those words.
Right.
There is no reason for me to have to use those words. Yes, I'm strong in my Bible. Yes, I could be stronger in my Bible. I'm strong in it, stronger than what I was about a year or two ago. But I also say my prayers. And the more you say your prayers and the more you read your Bible, it's like you don't need those words. It's like that's just building that relationship, that consistent relationship with God, and just trusting in His plans and His ways for your life. So you're like, I don't need to use those words. Or if you're gonna ask God to pray, if you pray to ask God to show you, say for instance, you ask God, please show me consistency in my life. It starts with you though. You can
It
ask Him
does.
for
It
it. It
does.
starts with you though.
It start with you, just like how me and daddy do the walks twice a day and stuff. And part of my exercise, is getting on a bike too. Is I'm very consistent in doing it. The walking, we are. We get up, we do what we're supposed to do twice a day and stuff. Walk the whole little neighborhood and then and come on back home and stuff. But some things I know I'm not. I'm not gonna say that but I strive for that consistency. I could try. I strive to do what I know I need to do and stuff. Now, is I'm good at it, even like with the profanity. Every now and then, yeah, I may slip up, but the more you don't use those
Easy.
words don't. It's easier for you not to use those words.
Right. Right.
Say every time you use a word, you pick up a dictionary and you go find a new word to learn and the definition. So now you add more words in to take that word out,
Right.
and now you explain
That's a good
yourself.
idea.
Right,
That's
it just
a
came to me. So
right.
Yep, that's a
I might
good
have to
idea.
go.
Every
I
time I
might.
use that word, one of those words, that's what I need to do.
And we have dictionaries, so
You're supposed to stretch your vocabulary and to
right,
the point where you don't. I used to hear people say a long time ago, like when people, the more profanity people use, basically that show you how far their vocabulary go, because you're covering up how low your vocabulary is with those
all the curse
words, all
words.
the curse words, and it's so many out there. Some words I be like, huh? But it's just at the end of the day, you have to expand your vocabulary. So the more you expand your vocabulary and the more knowledge you expand yourself to, whether it's just reading books, opening a dictionary, searching random words online that somebody may have said on a TV show that you was watching. You let me look this word up and see what it means and how you spell it. Now your mind is curious because now you consistently feeding it other stuff. Well, now it's pushing those so far back to one day,
You don't even use them no
right? You don't even use them. The more you consistent at self disciplining yourself to doing the things that you be like, okay, maybe I could, like for instance, mom with the bike. Say for instance, she started out, she may could have went 30 seconds. I'm just throwing out a number. 30 seconds straight. She do it every day, every day, every day. By the time she get to week 3, that girl probably be at about a minute and some change.
more. Right.
Then by the time she get to the end of her first month, she probably at a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then before you know it, it's like you'll be on that bike for about 30 minutes strong, just pumping, and you don't even recognize it
Right.
because you
Kept going
consistently,
back.
you kept going back and consistently kept working at it, because it's like now you just like, I got control over this. And it's a good feeling to have self discipline and things. Is it, like I said, it's not an easy road, but it's a better road to take. You know what I mean? It's better to take the road of self discipline, self trust, and having confidence, because it do build confidence. The more you do it. For instance, when you edit the videos, every week you edit. How you feel every time you edit?
It get better. I'm able to edit a little faster, but I'm also learning. And the thing about going back each week is every time we watch the videos, I'm like, okay, I gotta fix this. Okay, I gotta fix that.
Right.
And for those who was a part of the journey on the very first videos, you will see like at some point when I edit, somebody be talking, but it don't be on that person.
Mm-hmm.
That was me going back in and like each week trying to get better.
Right.
So each week you go back at it. It's almost like a person that's playing baseball. You have to keep going back because somebody will throw that ball, you'll swing, miss.
Right.
But the more you practice at it, one day you will swing and you're not gonna miss no more.
Right.
You will be hitting it. Then you
Right.
will start hitting a home run.
Right.
So it's about keep going back.
You have to. And do you feel like a more and more confidence and more trust in your work every time you go back and do it?
Every time.
They feel
Yes,
good.
it's right. And it's the same way with the podcast, how we record. How y'all feel as we sit down each week and we record?
I feel, compared from week 1 to now, week 1 I was excited but nervous. excited to get it started, but nervous because you don't know what to expect. And even now in this stage, you still don't know what to expect, but it's the confidence of the work that we put in, because there's a lot of things that we do differently behind the scenes that we had to learn along the way, like to make it easier for ourselves. So now when you do certain things, like it's a more of a trust. Like, oh, I trust our plan. So yeah, when you trust your plan, when you going in, the confidence is there. You don't feel like that lack of confidence, like, because you unsure. You like, oh, we going in there, we just go in there and do this. No, it's a lot of things we had to recognize that we had to do to make it better for us. On this, to make this part happen, is a lot of things you have to do
On the back.
on the back end.
This the
To
easy
this
part.
the easy part, to sit down in front of the camera and in front of the mic and talk. But it's the stuff you have to do behind the scenes, to where it's like, okay, now I feel more confident about it. The sort of things that we didn't added to our stuff. Now I'm like, man, we got this. I'm ready. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Different times.
Well, I feel I still I get more I get better and more confident at coming down doing what I'm supposed to do, and it's not a nervous feeling no more, like Shalita was saying. It's just I just come down and I do what I have to do, and I'm ready and stuff. But every now and then it's that little nervous feeling. 'Cause sometimes I know the camera don't never show. I might be sitting here sick. You know what I'm saying?
Where's
Like conversation gon' go, and then it's always, and I just believe it's nothing but God. He'll just say
Right.
I'm a bring, and then I catch on to where we going, but yeah, I ain't like I was in week one. I ain't like that today.
I feel like we get better every time we sit down in front of this mic and we record. I feel like we get better at it.
How about you, Ronnie?
Honestly, in the beginning, I was nervous, because
Mm-hmm.
it's me being in front of the camera and everything. But now it felt like I know I was scheduled, so I'm able to just go ahead and go. But it's way better than it was in the beginning.
Right.
I'm gonna say that.
So just keep working on your self discipline, guys, and keep working on yourself each and every day. Take it a day at a time, a second, a minute, an hour at a time. So we want to thank y'all for sitting here watching our video and enjoying our conversation. If you have any comments, drop them below. If you like the video, hit that like, subscribe, and post notification bell so you guys could keep up with all the most recent content. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for watching this video. Peace and love.